Hi everyone, Lisa from Spellbound Miniatures here, and today we're going to make the club chair, and you'll be looking at this thinking there's 3 chairs, 2 are the same, 1 slightly different. Now you'll see in the SVG bundle you get the 12th scale club chair, and then you get the 16th scale Sylvanian SVG 2. Essentially they're built the same. Most of the parts are the same. You can just see there's a slight difference here. So you could take the 12th scale SVG and resize it to 16th using the green square method. Look in our links below for the YouTube tutorial how to do that. But essentially this is the same file. This is 12th scale, this is 16th. But when you get a Sylvanian character and put them in the chair, they have these slightly awkward sticking out feet, and you can see it doesn't really look very natural. So what I decided to do was slightly modify it, and we've dropped the arm of that down so that then when he sits in, it accommodates his little sticky out feet and he can sit to the back of the chair, and I thought that looked a lot more natural. So it's up to you, whatever one you want to do. The construction is the same and it's fairly simple. You could also put him in a 12th scale, but I just think 12th scale for Sylvanians doesn't look very natural to me. I prefer an actual 16th scale piece of furniture. So whether you're doing 12th, whether you're doing 16th, the basic method is the same. So I'll just put those to one side there. You get a back piece, and you get 2 side options. One has legs and one doesn't, and then you'll have the other side, one with legs and one without, and then you get 2 of these sort of crossbars here, and you get a sloping back. And I'll just deconstruct this one to show you. The back sits in there like that, and you can slope it, which I think looks a little nicer than the just straight up and down. And you'll get the seat pad. You also get the upholstered seat back and seat pad option, and they'll be slightly smaller, so that obviously if you want to put it in and upholster it, there's extra fabric and possibly padding. So we've made it a couple of mils smaller if you want to use the upholstered one. You might want to play around with that depending on how thick your material is, but obviously I don't know at this point when I'm making the file, so you'll need to maybe adjust that, sand it down, or you choose a thinner material. But if you didn't want to do the upholstery version, and because that is quite another step, you could simply glue everything together and then paint this and maybe stipple it to give it a leather effect if you wanted to do that without the upholstery. So all I'm going to cover in this video today is how to build the chair, and then if you want to upholster it, it'll be that case of you get some material, maybe some padding on here, and wrap it around and glue it under, and try and shape it as you go. But I'm not an upholstery expert, which is why I'm not going to cover that today. So as you can see, this is what we're aiming at. Very simple. This one here at the minute is only 1 arm thick, and this one is 2, but this has got the no leg option there, and I think I liked it when I built this, that it steps out from, makes the chair leg sort of step in and the sides step out. That looks a bit natural compared to just a flush edge. So you'll see for the 12th scale you'll also have the side, so you just need to make sure that, because you want both legs set in, that you make sure that you put the sides without legs on the outside. So that's why I've laid it out like this, so you can think the ones with the legs are going to go onto the back, so the ones without the legs go on the outside, and then you'll want to mirror that like that there, and then the one without legs goes on the outside, so you end up with that. Can you see that? No, and that sets the leg in on both sides. Once you've glued those two, the back is exactly the same height, so make sure it's that way round and not that way round, and the back glues onto the side, not behind but onto the side there. So if you put it down flat, you could effectively, you'd bring the sides up to the back like that, and you just want to make sure that the top of the back is level with the tops of the sides. And then you could do this before or after. You can glue the rail for the seat. That's what the seat sits on there. That is at the bottom of the back piece. So whether you glue that on first and then glue your sides on, or you could glue your sides on and then do the rails. That's up to you. And then the front rail is exactly level with the back rail, and it fits on there on the inside of the side to make it flush at the front, and it's handily on the 16th. You can see there, if you were doing the 12th scale, it's a slightly larger piece because we haven't had to drop the front down. Can you see that there? We had to drop it down to make room for the feet. So 12th scale version has a larger bar, but it's exactly the same. It goes on the back and on the front, sort of there and there. But you'd glue those together, that goes on there, and then you'd end up with this, or this, whichever one you're doing. So the seat pad sits on those two bars like that, and then the back, you can slope it as much as you like, but a gentle slope I think is quite nice, and you would glue those on and then prime it and paint it. You might want to stain the legs in a wood colour, and then he'll sit in there. Or if you're doing the 12th scale version, you'll have another side on here. You can upholster that if you want to, and that's that. Very simple. And you'll also see this week we're giving away this file. It's such a cute little side table, and you'll see why we needed to have that with the club chairs. So we've included it in the bundle so you don't have to download it separately, but if you haven't bought the bundle, you can just go down and load this from the free section of our website, and I'll put that link below too. Just a quick little extra video for the free little table that comes with this SVG bundle, and it's also available on its own on our website. It's very simple. There are the top layers, and the very top one is slightly smaller to create a beveled look. Then you have the circle with slits in at 3 points, which the legs slot into. I used craft board layers, 3 layers of craft board for each leg. They glue into those slits, and then the bottom there is also kind of got a smaller diameter one on the top to create the beveled look, and that just slots into and glues into the legs that have a little notch. And you can see from the shiny bits there, I did put a little dab of super glue also at that bit to make it kind of sturdy so that it wouldn't move, and then I stained it, and that's it. Really cute little table. I would suggest cut several layers of each thing and have a play around so that you get the thickness that's pleasing to your eye, and then you can paint it, stain it, whatever you like. So that's nice and simple, quick project, unless you decide to upholster it. If I decide to, you'll see it in the photos, but really it's not my thing. I'm going to see if I can try and get away with painting it. Okay, have fun with that, and thank you, and join me again soon.